So today I'm going to be talking about language as an identity, and I believe that one of the identities that language has is that it can be a silent language. And I feel like a lot of people can identify with silent language or non-word language. The three topics I'm going to be talking about today is body language, sign language, and non-word sounds. The first thing I'm going to be talking about is body language. For body language, I'm just going to be going through my camera roll. I found some photos which I think can convey some really good body language, and I believe that body language is a language because language is anything. I think it's reading, I think it's listening, I think it's understanding what you're taking in. So I can tell by the way somebody's standing or looking at me that I can see their motions, I can read how they're standing, which I believe that body language is language. So let's go ahead and look at some of my photos and I will point out the body language to you. In this photo, you can tell I'm happy because I'm smiling. As we pan over, you can see a young girl who looks very worrisome. She did not like standing in front of big crowds, and you can tell based off her facial expression. This is me in a play. You can tell that my character is angry by the way that she is scolding the other, has her arms crossed, and is leading towards her to show dominance. I think the way you move or look can tell us more about what you're saying than words a lot of the time. Like, I can be like, I'm fine, and like cross my arms, and obviously I'm probably not fine. I think that body language is just such an important way to identify language in somebody's body, because like I didn't want to make some touchy joke and somebody be like standing there like this. Like, obviously I don't want to tell them a joke right now. So yeah, I just think that's a really important thing. So my next topic is sign language. I think that sign language is a really cool silent language. But I also think that body language and sign language are like one and one. Like, they are like the same thing. Not really, but with sign language, when say somebody's interpreting for a person who is deaf or hard of hearing in the room, they use their body language a lot of the time to convey the emotion of the person that they are translating. So they wouldn't be making really small gestures for someone who's loud and energetic, but say if somebody was quiet and sad, I'm sure they would make their movements very sad. I was going to be getting an interview with somebody who works with kids who use ASL, but that was kind of hard because of COVID, and I don't believe we have our interpreter at the school anymore, so that's really hard. But I am going to post one link to this really short, cute video that I think is really informational. So my last topic is going to be non-word sounds, which doesn't really make sense. I mean, it makes sense to me. Basically, it's like when you make a sound but it's universal, or if you make a sound internally, like when you like read something and it's like the thought in your head, well, you have to be able to read your own body language. You have to be aware of yourself. So I think both those kind of go like together. Like, when you're thinking I'm sad, you know you're sad. For example, in the book Anthem, I have two examples for that. The first one is like an internal, it's like non-word, because you're not talking, but it's in your head. Is when he would lay down and he would pray. The main character, he would lay down and pray that he got put into a different house, and he would, or not a different house, but he prayed that he would go into the house of scholars. Well, when he would lay there and pray, nobody else could hear that, but he noted internally that he wasn't supposed to be doing that. That was wrong. But it was like he was reading himself. Like, he was like, I shouldn't be doing this. That's bad news. One of the other ones, which is more of a physical one, would be when the boy in the street sweeper house started crying. Now, obviously, they all have emotions still, but excuse me, when he was like just laying there and crying, like, obviously everybody knew he was sad. Like, they're not gonna be like, oh, I bet he's so happy right now. No, if it's in the middle of the night and he's crying, like, everybody universally knew that he was sad. And in the end of the book, he knew that the kid who was crying was different, because he knew that there was a better life for him. But yeah, I just think that is really cool. Okay, and so that is the end of my video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This was supposed to be more like a vlog type thing. But yeah, I just definitely think that not all language needs to be like words. It can be like what you're thinking. It can be a sound that somebody makes, like a cry, a yelp, anything. I think it is sign language. I think it's talking with your hands. I think it's talking with your body. I don't think everything has to be words or specific, like foreign language, like something like French. I think it's universal. I think silent languages are universal. I mean, obviously, like ASL isn't going to be the same, but a lot of the terms are pretty similar. So, yeah, I just think that silent language is probably one of the most important languages. I think it can help you with social skills. I think it can help you with building friendships and relationships. I just think that it's a really good skill to have, and I definitely think that silent language is a language to identify with and that we can all identify with.